Hey, what's up, guys? So I'll monitor the chat here on my laptop. Try to get a workout in. See if we have any chat tonight. Hey, Scott. Scott Williams, what's up, man? How's it going? What if I should put my laptop on the floor there so you can keep an eye on it? Oh, I'm not turning around. That would be the smart thing to do. So guys, if you guys have any questions, shoot them my way. I'll try to answer them, read them during my workout tonight. Hey, what's up, Dominique Johnson? How's it going? I wonder if I can go into this account, see how I am live. I don't know how to respond to chats in here. I haven't gone live in so long. I forgot everything. Yes, I'm just logged in. Hey, thanks. Grateful for your work, Ruth. Appreciate the kind words. Just trying to get more karate content out there that's practical. I always tell people I'm a one-man show, so between work and family and life and training my own training, just trying to make content and creating stuff. So I figured I needed a workout tonight, so I'll just go live. I know I was trying to get more consistent with that in the last few months, but hopefully I can do that more. How are you guys doing tonight? How's everyone's training been? If you guys have any questions, just shoot them my way. I'll try to answer them. So we can make this live chat. I just did a 10-mile bike ride in a new spot, a trail around my house. It's kind of cool. Kind of mixes up the terrain. You get new sights. Take some cool photos. But my legs are trashed right now. I'm super happy. It's getting darker later now, so I can actually get more stuff done outside. solo training in silence lately. It's been good. It's been good to gather my thoughts and formulate things that have been floating in my head for a while. So it's very easy to put on a video or put on a podcast or listen to music. But you know, we go through the day and it's just distraction after distraction. You're trying to multitask different things. Just finding a time slot during the day where you kind of just focus on one, stay in your head, think through things. I think it's important. And this room is not insulated or AC controlled. I think it's still like mid-90s outside here in Texas, so it's practically outside. Probably worse than outside just because there's no breeze. So it's kind of like an oven. Guess it's good too. I've been pretty consistent with this plate workout. I want to say for at least 6 months, as far back as I can remember. It's been a quick way to get a good burn, a good pump in, and it's keeping me loose. I'm not super rigid on something like the squat rack. Of course, you know, there's trade-offs. I'm not working on my like absolute strength or anything like that, but doing stuff like this really helps just keep my spine loose. And also feels more active, so it feels like I'm doing stuff. If I want to make it really hard on myself, I'll take that 15, or there's a 10. You do a pinch grip thing. I don't have a 35 plate, but I have a 25 and a 10. Now this makes 35, but it makes it harder because you actually have to squeeze them together. So it's working your grips even more than just having a 35-pound plate. So I have actively had to squeeze in with my thumbs rather than just let my fingers hang. And it's been kind of cool. I do a lot of stance work with these plate drills too. That way you're working both coordination footwork drills, upper body and lower body. You can even squat down, do a lunge with them, one side, then the other. There's a lot of opportunities here. You push down, scoop up, do these type of things. And then you just superset that with some actual punches and kicks in between, and it gets kind of cool. Now your arm feels like dead tired and heavy, and you're gonna force yourself to do some speed work with the bag. And that's where it gets really interesting, because there's no way for you to punch with just your arm when your arm is dead tired. So taxing your body, making it really fatigued before you work on your technical stuff, it really forces your body to use its entire weight, right, when you punch. Because my arm right now is dead tired, and this makes me feel more tired, but if I throw with my body, it'll kind of help me punch a little harder, right? And it makes it a little more efficient. So that's one thing. I've seen that in multiple dojos where they tire you out first and then make you do katas. It's so that your body can remember how to use its entire body and be more efficient when you're under extreme fatigue. And right now I'm not really trying to be super exact or super sharp with my punches. I'm really just trying to get volume out there and try to get the punches in, right? So there's a time and a place to do the very sharp snap it back type thing, but tonight we're just trying to tax the body. Hey, got a comment. Do you compete somewhere? I haven't competed in a very long time. My last competition was in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I haven't done any striking in a while. I used to do a lot of like full contact, kickboxing smokers and stuff back in college, but I wanted to save my brain cells and not get punched in the face as much, so I've kind of gotten away from that. In terms of kata competitions, I did that a lot in college too. I haven't done it since then. A jiu-jitsu tournament, I did one as recently as 4 years ago, and then I've coached a lot since then too. So I'm not really involved in the tournament scene as much, but I have been in there a few times a year. Some more in frame. Thanks for the question. A lot of kettlebell stuff I do adds a little twist in there, so it helps me work my hip torque. You do a lot of stuff like that, swing one side to the other. Yeah, I've gotten that question a couple times. People asking me if I still compete. And I tell them, like, I'm more of a coach nowadays. And those two are polar opposite things, right? Like when you compete, you need to be very selfish with your time. Because, you know, mentally you're prepping for your own trial. And it's hard to focus on that when you're like obligated to run a class and teach fundamentals and basics, and you're kind of catering to your students and also being pulled to try to want to work on your own stuff, right? So if you're like an active competitor, it's very hard to be a good instructor unless you have all the time in the world. That way you can train your own stuff on your own time and then run a class. But generally speaking, most competitors, they're wasting their time if they're trying to teach, right? So yeah, I've pretty much have been teaching primarily the last, I don't know, 5+ years. Does your students compete? Yeah, I have jiu-jitsu students that compete. Our school is kind of like I would call it more of a club, work, hangout, hobbyist thing. But we do have people that compete. Anytime they sign up for a tournament, I usually start focusing on them and go through their game plan, stuff like that. But generally speaking, we don't encourage it, or we don't force people to. If they want to do it, then we'll help them along the way. But our school is definitely not primarily a competition school. It's more of a foundational self-defense type of school. And it kind of works out that way because everyone there is kind of a working professional. They have a full-time job. It skews a little older. And that just allows everyone to learn, get their work in, get some roles in, and not fear getting injured or anything like that. Usually the people that want to compete, they're the younger crowd, college age, 20s. They got bit by the bug of jiu-jitsu and just really want to try it. And we've had really good success. And we also had some losses as well. I think it's just, I generally recommend people compete once in their life if they're interested in specifically Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Only because the history of BJJ is combat, is competition. I mean, the Gracies were doing street fights as a way to test their skill. So because of that, it's kind of to honor the history of the martial art of that style that I kind of encourage people to compete. And some people hate it, but they'll never do it again. But they're so grateful they tried it. And some people see success and they keep going. I was very fortunate to have success when I was competing actively, up until like brown and black belt, and that's where like you have the very exceptional black belts that are just training for competition all the time. And, in those type of schools, there's the skillful people, there's strong people, and then there's the people that make it past injuries, right? Because it becomes kind of a what would you call it? Like luck of the draw type thing, or just by chance you're the one that didn't get injured in practice and now you're ahead of everyone else. And that's a big deal. I mean, you see MMA fighters that had so much potential and then had an injury during training camp and they're never the same afterwards, right? So yeah, you're just kind of playing with your luck. The harder you go every single session, something will eventually happen. Do you teach the practical kata bunkai and stuff? No, this is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu club. I do teach I do MMA with some guys on the side, but they're like strictly MMA guys. I haven't sought out a karate student in a while. So yeah, a lot of those guys, it's mostly grappling and MMA, not really kata based. Alright guys, I think let me see how long it's been. tired and go to sleep. Peace.